Tokyo, Kingston to Beijing. We'll guide you through the words, we'll make your heart sing. One love, one language, we're dancing to the beat, teaching English online. We can't be discreet, from verbs to nouns, from idioms to rhyme. Learning English is a journey, it's a global good time. I'm an online teacher getting students worldwide with my reggae rhythm. Gonna take them for a ride, from the Caribbean beaches to the African plains. Teaching English online, breaking language chains. Teaching English online, come on and join the class. We're gonna have a blast, make the good times last, with the reggae rhythm pumping and the vibe feeling right. Teaching English online, spread the law online, spread the law time. Breaking language rampant and the vibe feeling right. Teaching English online, let's spread the love tonight. Spread the love tonight. Let's spread the love tonight. The heart sing. One love, one language, we're dancing to the beat, teaching English online. We can't be discreet, from verbs to nouns, from idioms to rhyme. Learning English is a journey, it's a global good time. I'm an online teacher getting students worldwide with my reggae rhythm. Gonna take them for a ride, from the Caribbean beaches to the African plains. Teaching English online, breaking language chains. Teaching English online, breaking language chains. Yes. Teaching English online, spread the love song on, join the class. We're gonna have a blast, make the good times last, with the reggae rhythm pumping and the vibe feeling right. Teaching English online, let's spread the love tonight.
Welcome everyone on the ESL live stream. It's Sunday night. Sorry, we're a little bit late, but it's all good. We're here. Everything seems to work, so no problem. Today we're going to be talking about mastering English teaching online. We're going to do a very quick review of what is the global situation on the market of online teaching. And we will have, of course, Stu with us and Bianca. Bianca is a teacher trainer. She's a very nice person, very nice teacher. You'll get to know her tonight. But for now, let's start by a little rock. Here we go. Rock and roll, baby. Welcome, everyone. Another ESL live stream number 103. Wow, incredible. Thank you for being here, following us from wherever you are. That's awesome. It's Sunday night, 9 p.m. here. I am in China. We're going to have Stu coming, my co host. We're going to welcome him in a moment. So, today we're going to be talking about how to master your English teaching online. And we're going to have our special guest, Bianca from English Bianca. You can follow her on YouTube. But right, so super excited. A little bit late today. Anyway, that's techniques. Technology sometimes is not very easy. But thank you to all of you on the live. I can say people saying hello. Let me know where you guys are from. Just say a little hello. Thank you, Brad, for being here. Just say a little hello in the chat so everybody can, and tell us where you're from, where you're teaching. If you get questions about online teaching, feel free to ask. Today, we're going to have as well an overview of what is the actual market worldwide. I did a very quick presentation because you might want to start teaching online. So Mike from ESL is here to help you along with Taffel Lemon. And so just where are you from? I'm Mike from France, teaching in China since 2001. Welcome, Zahir. Sorry if I don't pronounce very well. And Bringtown from UK from for Stu. And without waiting, let's welcome Stu from Teffel Lemon, my co-host.
And now let's welcome the co-host of the ESL live stream, Stuart Allen from Teffel Lemon.
Welcome,
I love
Stu.
that intro, Mike.
Yeah.
It's
Teaching
like such a
online,
great
huh?
job. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where did you find that reggae track about teaching online? That must have been a hard find.
No, not hard to find because I created with AI.
Oh,
So,
technology.
and you get no copyrights. And then, but it's even if it's AI helping you doing it, it's quite difficult because it's not always the sound and all stuff. But that's
Wow.
not too
I
bad.
thought you
Yeah,
had
teaching
some. I thought
online,
you had some.
reggae.
I thought you had some contacts in Kingston or something that did you a favor.
Yeah,
Hit the
from
studio.
Kingston to Beijing. Yeah, that the title of the song is called "A Laptop and a Smile."
Yeah. No, very, very
That
impressive.
was a fun one. Sometimes AI is very useful for some stuff. You can do it. It's a great tool. Saying hello to Kenise. I can't see the video. Oops, maybe refresh. Hello. Hi, Kenise. Thank you for coming. Everything all right, Stu?
Yep. Yeah. I
You've
think.
been busy, I guess.
Ooh, actually, let me. I know because I'm watching it on Yard Stream, but now I've gone onto YouTube. It's just the thumbnail, so maybe let's refresh and see what's happening. Oh.
All right. So without waiting, we're gonna welcome Bianca on the live. Let's know a little bit more about her. Welcome, Bianca.
Now let's welcome Bianca from English Bianca.
And a big shout out for Bianca. Welcome, Bianca. So I
Hello,
gotta
everyone.
explain a little. before you say anything, Bianca, sorry, I'm gonna distract you for a while. Bianca came to me on Instagram and she was saying, "Yeah, Mike, I've been following you, and I try to. I've been. She's got 10+ year experience, and she said, yeah, I'm working. I'm helping teachers. Really want to join on the ESL live stream because it's awesome. I love the community. So." You are here. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Without you as well, like all of you watching today, there would never be an ESL live stream. Thank you, Bianca.
You're welcome. Okay. So can I start like by saying something or
So,
yeah,
Bianca, first, of course, you're going to start
okay.
by introducing yourself. Would be really awesome.
Very nice. But like before that, I just want to tell you something. I really like to be your students right now. Like it was really this lively atmosphere. You know what I mean? So I wish that I was the student here. That was great. Starting the live. So first of all,
Thank
that's
you.
my pleasure to be here. My first name is Bianca, and I'm from Armenia. And what else? Like I've been teaching English for like maybe like around 12 years, and I've been doing different things. One of them is like, having online classes and also teaching some, teachers, let's say helping them, have better, what I would say, have better like teaching platforms and become this, better teacher, let's say. Yeah. And I'm here.
Awesome. So we meet on Instagram. So here is the link for all of you. If you want to go to Bianca's Instagram, she's got ton of what. So on Instagram, it's more about helping English learners, right? If I'm
Yes,
not wrong.
yes, 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 exactly.
Great.
Yeah, it's more
And
about like
then great. And then I know that you do also have a website, exactly, right?
yes, exactly. English Bianca's website.
Okay, today the it's right in the middle. Okay, sorry for that. But yeah, so about your website. So because I can see you get online courses, you get podcasts, you get a lot of stuff. It's very
Mhm.
impressive.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? Like it's a little bit new. I mean, I have just uploaded it like recently. So that's why, like when you're a teacher, like and you just want to do different things, it's quite hard to do so. But I really, really try to manage my time and upload podcasts or like offline packages, online classes and everything at the same time. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. Where is that? But like I wanted to. I know, not that
Yeah,
one.
that was different balance.
Ah, yeah, that one.
Okay.
Actually,
Not the
Bianca,
duck.
I'm actually we're really excited to speak to you actually because online teaching is such a big thing.
Yes.
It's just growing all of the time. I was on Facebook the other day, and there's like just groups dedicated online teaching, and people asking questions. How to find materials, what do I do, textbooks I can use, where can I find students? That's a big one. How much should I charge? There's so many questions, and yeah, and also I think that you've started your own kind of business doing like kind of online teaching, like finding
Yeah.
your students. So I think
Yeah.
you're going to be absolutely great for us to learn from, and all of the people on the live stream to learn from you, and how you can find students, how you can, because
Mhm.
last week it kind of crossed over. Last week we had a guest about how to start your own business, in how to start your own podcast, but also how to present yourself as someone like an entrepreneur, almost a TEFL entrepreneur, like making your own way in the world, not necessarily having to work for a school or having to work for a company, kind of go off on your
Yeah.
own.
Yes, 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 exactly. So, like, you know what, you just mentioned a very good point. Like, as I told you, I've been teaching English for like maybe like I told you like 12 years. To be honest, at first I was like a usual teacher, like, and after like a year, I mean, I was working in one, big, let's say, institute English, right? It is a very big one. It has like different branches in Iran. And you know what, like I had this, you know, how do we say, willing, I mean, let me tell you like this, I was really willing to promote myself, you know, not only become the teacher. And I was promoted to become a kind of, like we call it here, supervisor, like, you know, let's say a kind of manager. Like you were supposed to do placement tests, take placement tests and whatever, you know. And like you know, it was before COVID that I was about to become the manager of that part. But like, you know, because of COVID, I decided to resign from that place. Do I really like that? So what am I, why am I telling you these things? Because there might be a lot of teachers like me, you know. At first they were, I mean, they used to work in some, you know, places, the traditional classes, face to face ones. Not even, I couldn't imagine having online classes, you know, in my life, to be honest. Like after that, it was such a nightmare at first, because I was like, I really love to continue teaching, you know, I really love to teach. But now I'm one person that, you know, has no classes. It was about maybe 5 years ago, I can tell you, or four, like, yeah, 5 years ago. And I was like, what should I do? And like I had my students from that place, you know, they used to just call me. So where are you? Can you have, I mean, online classes? And like my first online class was starting from WhatsApp, you know, WhatsApp application. And
Uh-huh.
like I was like, so what am I gonna do right now? So yeah, whatever I did was like all, you know, thinking, what can I do? I was trying to, you know, talk to my coworkers. We were trying to find some solutions. You know, that was really, really challenging at first. But like after some time, I realized that, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. You know what I mean? And then like trying to figure out this, you know, new platform. So maybe right now there are some teachers like who want to become, you know, new teachers, online English teachers. Maybe they think that, wow, I don't know anything right now, I can't teach anything. But it's not like that. I mean, all of us started from one point and then, you know, grow ourselves, right? So yeah, it was a little bit of, let's say, about my feelings.
Yeah,
That's
that's
interesting.
sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, good. No, I was saying that that's a very, very interesting story. And yeah, for everyone, here, I prepared a very, because, you know, we got to set up the setting a little bit for people to understand a bit better what is the actual market. Yeah, obviously we cannot see much. Let me see, I'm just touching the button around. Yeah, so here we're gonna very quickly see the actual market, and for people who wants to maybe go and teach online. So online teaching is a global trend, of course, and the industry has been remarkable growth in years, driven by increased access to technology and the need
Mhm.
of flexible, personalized education. This report that we're going to see is you know, into the key, is going to show us the trends shaping this dynamic market across the world. So very quickly, I know I don't want to bother, but is just to give, because we did a live stream that was quite a long time ago about this about uh, online teaching, and then things change a little bit. But let's see the second one. So, you know, worldwide growth 20% increased in 3 years. In
Mhm.
2019 it was about $6 billion, and in 2022 raised to 7.2 billion dollars, a 20% increase. So that's quite a it's quite something. And then the future growth, of course, it expects that it predict the market will continue to expand rapidly, especially driven by the increasing demand for online education. And here are the three we're gonna go forward again. We're gonna see the three biggest countries, the top three markets. You get China, India, and the US. So US market is about estimated at 10 million online English students by 2024. And in India, it's 15 million by 2023, fueled with increased internet access and affordability. And in China, it's incredible. Look at this number: 15
Mhm.
million students expected to learn online by 2025. So obviously, it's growing. It's a market which is really growing quickly. Stu, you wanted to say add something?
Yeah, so like you saw the big jump from 2019 to 2022 or 2020
True.
or wherever it was, huge jump. And I remember when I was at school, I was learning biology, and we were learning about enzymes. And the teacher said an enzyme is basically something that increases the speed of a process which is already going to happen. It just makes things go faster, which would already happen anyway. And I think that's exactly what COVID was for online teaching. It was already going up and more students were learning online, and more teachers were teaching online. And then COVID happened, and that was the enzyme, that was the catalyst for this huge jump. People started to become more comfortable with learning online. It became the norm rather than something kind of quite new, right? And I think now we're in 2024, and we're going to really quickly, we're going to reach the pivot point where more kids and more students are going to be learning online, because it's so, I mean, I'm a parent. Imagine you're trying to get your student ready to go to a school. You've got to find parking. You've got to find a restaurant to get something to eat. You've got to wait around outside while your kid has a class. It's so inconvenient. And it's expensive because the school's got overheads, it's got teachers, it's got bills. So, or you can have a class in your home. You don't have to go anywhere, and it's really student centered. It's a no-brainer, more. That's why online teaching is really taking off. It's because it's cheaper and it's more convenient.
Exactly. So that was a very quick overview. So you can see the three big markets: China, India, which is involving, and USA. So yes, that's quite pretty awesome. So now, I think you've let's talk a little bit more about the inside of teaching, right?
Yeah.
um, frankly, I'm not. I've been teaching online because I've been forced to. Like Stu was saying, you know, I had to go online because pandemic. So I had, and it was my first time. I will remember that, because first time in 20 years that I was teaching English to more than 20 kids at the same time, and then I had to go online. I never taught online in English. And then I'm teaching finally my mother language after 20 years of experience. And then, boom, right online, the thing I was scared as hell because, you have only that much space to teach. And that's really something that scares me. I love space. I love doing actions. I used to be a monkey jumping up and down, and but now, no, with the age, so it's quite tough to teach online, like Stu was saying. That's for sure. And
Yeah.
um, yeah, so can you? I'm gonna ask you a question. Can you tell us a little bit about some challenges that you faced while teaching English online, and how have you overcome them,
Great.
Bianca?
Yeah, about challenges, to be honest, the first thing that came to my mind was like, how do we say that feeling of tiredness toward teacher? I'm now I just want to talk about teacher, like teachers. At first, I was like this. I used to have classes, okay, in a row. Like, you can't believe me, maybe like 8 or 9 classes in a row, like, maybe like 30 minutes of break time because I'm in my bedroom teaching online, right? But after some time, I was like, what am I doing right now? I'm really tired. And maybe like, because I'm not working in a company or something, I don't have these, coworkers to talk to, you're just here working, having classes in a row, and then you don't realize what's happening, around you. Maybe your classes are not really, useful. You know what I mean? The student, of course, doesn't say anything, but you're like, okay, I'm just teaching, like, mechanical thing, just happening in a row. You know what? So that's why that was a very, very, how do we say, hard situation for me. Like, I decided to do something. I decided to change the platform. I mean, not having fewer classes, but like maybe choosing different times. You know what I mean? 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, like 2 at night, something like that. So I can tell you in a nutshell that this was the most, challenging situation for me as a teacher. So I came up with like different solutions, as I told you, changing platforms, working on, even working with different companies. You know what? Like, as you said, we're just gonna talk about like different ones. Like right now, I'm working with one Chinese, English institute. It's like I just have classes with Chinese students. So at first, maybe 3 months ago, I was like a new teacher. Like, though I'm kind of like, what do we say? I have a lot of experience. At first, I was like, wow, I'm just gonna teach, English to Chinese students. How's it gonna be? But that is amazing. So yeah, that one was like the most challenging situation for me. I mean, for the teacher, let's say. I don't know about you, like, yeah, it was this fun.
How about you,
Yeah,
Stu? Because I know that you are teaching as well online. You still have some
yeah,
Chinese
yeah,
students too,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, I've got quite a few students I still teach. I teach like 3-4 hours a day, Monday to Friday,
Mhm.
and it's definitely a different challenge because, like you were saying, Mike, you might be a really active teacher in the classroom. You're moving around, you're talking to people, you're getting kids into pairs, you're doing group activities, mingling, surveys, and all of a sudden you're stuck in front of a screen, and
Yeah.
your teaching pedagogy needs to change totally.
Yeah.
I was one of my friends, he used to be a really senior manager. I think it was VIP Kid or something like that in China. He was like, one of the very senior management. And he was doing that. And so he was doing his master's, and he did his master's dissertation in online engagement strategies, how to engage learners more through online teaching. Because like we say, the teacher's stuck here and the students are stuck there. The students can't move either. So you have to teach in a different way, but there are ways that you can engage students by sitting here. And a really good way I found is to ask the students to go and fetch things from their house. Go and
Mhm.
fetch a photo. Go and fetch one of your favorite objects. Let's talk about that. Like, bring in your own objects and weave it into the curriculum you're teaching. This is a great way to engage learners. And also, when you're teaching, what the researcher, my friend, found was, don't be linear in your teaching. So, like, for example, you might have a book and your book is like page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. That's linear. Don't be afraid to hop backwards and forwards. This is a great engagement strategy when you're teaching online as well.
Yeah, can I say something like about engagement? Because I sometimes do and it really works. One of them is like, let's say you want to teach there is, there are, like it just comes to my mind. And then sometimes I do like most students, I don't know, attend their classes on their mobile phones or tablets or computer, whatever. I just tell them like stand up and I do the same. We just show like their bedrooms, even their kitchens. Like they say, oh, there is this. I sometimes, like this to show them what's happening around me. Yeah, they naturally become involved, and they love to do so because they see that, wow, I can just use, for example, there is and there are, and I'm not only sitting, like I stand up, I just run, I mean I move, whatever, walk. So yeah, this one works actually. I love to do this.
Yeah, that's perfect, Bianca. It's like, this is, yeah, and it's student centered as well. This is my bedroom door. This is, my dog. Like,
Yeah.
that is, so you're taking quite what could be really boring language from a textbook. There is, there are, boring.
Mm.
And you're turning it into something really student centered. Your kid's moving around with his laptop around his house, going, "This is, that is, these are." It's great, perfect for engagement. That's awesome, Bianca.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great. And
I love good teaching ideas.
one more thing, like, I don't know, of course it varies for, like, what do we see, different ages, but sometimes, we explore the platform together. I mean, that was interesting. I had this class 3 days ago, and then she told me, can I share my screen? I was like, yeah, why not, let's see. And even we spent like 10 minutes really learning. She was trying to learn how to share, how to type. And for 1 second she got help from her dad, and she was like, wow, I can share my screen like you. And it was like, okay, you have sometimes in your classes, you have this time to share your screen, and then type the things we're gonna do. I think this is another way. I told you, I mean, I'm telling you, not for all students. So it depends on the personality, what kind of students they are. This one is really effective too. I've been doing it these days.
Yeah, that's really, really
Great.
cool. Learning. It's really important that your student really understands how to use the platform themselves. So you really master the platform what you're using, whatever it is, Class in or Zoom or whatever, and your students know how to use the platform, and the students' parents know how to use the platform as well. So spend on the first or second of your classes, getting them practicing it basically, so they can do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Great. And how do you deal? Because, for me, I haven't been teaching much online because, so that's good. I'm the student in here, and I have two teachers in front of me, so that's awesome. I've been struggling. What was, because the thing that I had 25 students in the classroom and online, and we were using Ding Talk. And, the kids that the school would ask, we were asked to, as the kids, to turn on their, camera so that we're sure they're in the class. Because some of them, they're just gonna turn on the camera and just boom, go to bed and sleep, you know?
Yeah.
So that was my main, really, I was really wondering how many of them was really looking at me, because many of them, you cannot, it's really a situation in my school, because it's an international school where the kids are very wealthy, and they don't really want to be on camera, and they would be maybe with a hat, they would be like this, hiding. Yes, teacher, I'm here, can you see me? You don't even know if that might be dad or mom. But, and you had that much kids in the class. I had 22 kids to teach online, and I was really struggling the way that. So I say, turn on your phone, turn on the microphone. Then I call you at the beginning. If you answer me, then you're here. The roll call was a big problem. How to start your class was a big problem. Maybe not the problem that you guys have, because you have, obviously they're here for that, but it was, we were forced to go online pretty much. So it was really difficult for me, and so I had to find a way. So if you say hello teacher in French, okay, you're here, or I put you absent right away on the network. So they were afraid of this. But then after, I had to keep on this interaction with them, because they are high school students, and it's very difficult to keep their attraction on them. And I was wondering myself. So I always remember when I was in the classroom, I always used rewarding method. And so I used a leaderboard online that helped me a lot, a very simple leaderboard that where you could give points to the kids and in a very nice way. I can maybe show you for some of you who are interesting to this leaderboard. You might seeing it right now. No, it's gonna come up now, maybe. Yes. And then
Mhm.
so can you see it? I don't know because it's a little bit laggy today, so I don't see. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I can see it.
So
Yeah.
on this, I show it before. So on this leaderboard, so you can give points. You can, according to the coursework they're gonna do. Okay, you get a coursework today, so you can give them a lot of points. You know, it all depends. If you get 5 points for high school students, it's not gonna be that fun. So you can give more points according to your weight, to your task weight, summative, formative. You can divide the points into that. So it's very interesting. You can just add few points like this, or you can just click on it and write maybe that much points, and kids gonna be happy. And then when one of this kid like maybe have more than others, it's gonna go up right away. It's gonna disappear right to the top, second place. So was a way to engage my students. It's called keep the score, but they have a
Mhm.
lot of stuff into that. It's very friendly use for high school students, because you can add your list right away. You don't have to write each name. You copy paste and you have your list right away. It's a very very interesting one. So that was one of my experience with online teaching. That was really something, especially teaching French for the first time of my life and teaching it online with 20 buddies in the room. Oh man, oh, that was something. And I can tell you something really funny, because we had the principal coming into the room checking on you know
Mm.
and that was pretty much the beginning of the semester, so I wasn't very familiar with all the students. And then I had that student who was like, "Oh, Johnny." And I thought they like to change their name. So I said, "Hey, Johnny, come on. Why you don't say hello? Oh, come up. Come on. Open your camera, please." And then I found out after that that was the principal. So, Mike can mess everything up very quickly. But no, he didn't answer me. But he's been staying in my class for a good 30 minutes. I found out after that. And then I text him privately. I say, yeah, because he just arrived into our school right at this moment. A new principal, wasn't. Now I know very well who he is. We have good talk. It's really fun. But so that was part of my little experience. Yes,
Great.
too. You want to say something?
Yeah, same for me during COVID. I was in China. The schools closed. All the kids had to learn online. This was really the first time that I had done taught before as well. No training, just this is the platform. Work it out yourself. Your classes start tomorrow. No training at all. And Stefan brings up a really true point. We just said in the chat box, online teaching can be soul destroying, boring, both teaching and learning. Yes, it can be, but it
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
have to be. It's it's something you can learn. Like any teaching. When I first started teaching, I've said this tons of times, I was crap. I was a really crap teacher. And I got better through learning by my mistakes and trying new stuff, talking to people, working stuff out. It's the same with online teaching as well. Like, I'm sure when you first begin, it might be terrible, boring. It's boring for you teaching it because you haven't got that interaction with your students. And it's boring for your student themselves because they're sat there, they're bored as well. It's weird for them. You've got this weird camera thing going on. But once you get over that, then it can be a bit better. Actually, Stefan, it's a really good points that you bring up. If you're happy to, can you just put into the chat box, what happens for you actually as a learner and as a teacher? What happens? It'd be great to hear if you're happy to do that. But yeah, no, it's the same. When I was teaching in the bilingual school, the students, you weren't sure if they were there. You tell them to put on their camera. It would go on for 20 seconds and go off again. It was like whack-a-mole. Do you know, like whack-a-mole? And then the mole pops up, you hit it with a hammer, and then you've got to be fast. It was like whack-a-mole. Trying to get it was just a horrible, weird COVID time. It was just a weird time for everybody. I hope that we never go there again, because it was terrible. A terrible thing, and so many students lost 2 years of their learning because of that. It was awful.
Yeah,
but you get
Brad who say, sorry, no, I have Brad who make a funny point in here. Will say, I knew so many teachers who drank beer, etc., while teaching. Oh man, yeah, that's not cool. I made a video as well where that was about online teaching, where you had just about funny thing, where you had a teacher. I saw the news in China. You had that teacher after his class forgot to turn off his camera, and the camera was right on the view on the bed. And then his girlfriend came up, and then you can imagine the mom of this kid was happy, I guess. Yeah, I had so much fun doing that video,
wow.
because I played the mom with a wig, and then it was like, well,
Yeah.
I should have found that one because it was something, but bruh. Yeah, I think Steph answered.
Yeah, so students are reluctant to participate 100%. They pretend to have connection problems. I can't hear you, but you can hear them really clearly, and it's obviously it's fine. They pretend not to have. Yeah. It's hard to maintain focus, but yes, there are strategies that you can do to try and improve it. You won't make it perfect, but there are online games. We talked about that before, Mike, like teaching Go or something, like ways to Koala Go. You could if you YouTube it now, Koala Go, like you'll find it. Yeah, so there are definitely ways that we can make it more kind of engaging. And that actually, just a quick change of direction. I was talking to a teacher on Friday night, and he is in England, and he's a teacher who teaches for a really big platform. And he was telling me how it works. It's like a Preply. He works with Preply, but there are others. There are others out there, but he was working for Preply, and he said the first lesson is free. You've got to teach for free, just to prove yourself, and then your profile goes on Preply, and then students can find you. The platform will find you, have a photo of yourself, a little bio, and then you can start trying to get students. They give you students, and he said the first 50 lessons or something, they take 26% of your money, something like that. And then once you've done 50 lessons, they take 23%. And then the best you can do is 18%. So it'll take 1/5 of your money, basically. And he said it's quite soul destroying, because sometimes he might only make £6 an hour or £7 an hour for 50 minutes or something. So the pay can be really crap. And, and you've got a lot of competition out there you've got a lot of competition out there from other teachers. Maybe they're prettier than you. They've been on the platform longer, whatever. And it can be quite soul destroying. So Bianca, how would you find students? How would you go about, trying to increase the amount of money that you can make?
Yeah, that's a very, very nice point. You know what? Uh, I just want to say something. I don't know, like, if you have the same problem there or like in different countries, is it the same or so? Like, we have, a lot of teachers these days, let's say, and, they just charge, I mean, with different prices. Do you agree with me? It's like, a teacher might say, I don't know, $10 like an hour, or 20 or 30 or 40 or 50, or like even 100. And sometimes, like, in Armenia or in Iran, like, I have like different students from all over the world, right? But like when it comes to, for example, these two countries that I'm telling you, at first, like the students are like, okay, for example, how much should I pay or whatever. So like when you tell them the price, sometimes I don't know, like I really want to know about you, but they're like, wow, why is it expensive? Or like, for example, oh, it's really cheap. So you see different reactions from students. And as a
Yeah.
teacher, like you are like, so what should I do? Should I just explain why the price is this? Or I don't really get it. Like, let's say now I just want to take an English, I don't know, a Spanish course. Like I really love to learn Spanish and Italian. So
Yeah.
like I will try to find a teacher. Of course, I don't want to judge everyone, not at all, but I really try to find a teacher who is really an expert. I mean, who has enough experience. And if that teacher tells me, let's say $50, $60, or even, I don't know, 100, so it depends on my budget, right? If I can pay for that, I would say, okay, fine. Like with no disrespect, you know what I mean? Like, wow, because I've been hearing this a lot from other teachers as well. And because of that, when I just want to talk about the price or the fee or whatever, so I say something and little by little, I try to maybe increase it like twice a year or three times a year. It depends on the, situation. You know what I mean? Different levels. It's like, yeah, different. I mean, because of this reason, sometimes I'm explaining, I just tell the learners that because of these three reasons, I'm just gonna, have this price. So if you're okay, we can continue, like, you know what I mean? And mostly they say okay. But like, yeah, this is the story, and sometimes I really don't know what to do. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. It's really downheartening because my
Yeah.
friend, he's making like £8 an hour or something, £8 every 50 minutes, but he lives in London. And when the rent is crazy, food is prices are crazy, and
Mhm.
if he sets his teaching price higher, then he won't find work because there's someone in a country that the living costs are much lower. Eight quid an hour is a dream. That's it. And I guess one way to get over it in being able to charge what you're worth, really, and that's what it comes down to. You're worth more than £8 an hour.
Mhm.
You're qualified, you've got experience, you're a great teacher, whatever. But you can't get work because people undercut you. I think one way of doing it is to just build trust and
Yes.
build your online presence, so people know who you are. They're like,
And
oh yeah, that's Bianca. No, that
Mm,
and
no, she's
targeting.
worth
Yeah.
that. Do you know what I mean?
definitely. Yes.
But
Yes.
then you're looking, how do you do that, right? So how would you kind of increase your profile, Bianca, and let parents know about you?
Yeah, for like that, it depends on the ages, as you said. Like if they're kids or teenagers, so mostly the parents, especially in China, as you know, like they really really care. They just ask some questions about you. Like I sometimes try to have this meeting, with them directly with their parents, and this really works. I just talked to them. Most of them, let's say some of them know English, some of them don't, but like I haven't seen, a mom or dad who don't know English at all, to be honest. Like, so I have this meeting, I talk to them if they have any questions. Even sometimes I try to talk slowly, you know what I mean? To explain everything. I just, show my Instagram page, this one, that one, and they just go, as you said, watch the videos, look at them, say, oh, right. If you have any questions, can I ask you and stuff like that? So I try to build, as you said, this trust. And then, yeah, like it's okay. I mean, I really do this one these days, just having meetings with them. It might be a little bit time consuming, but it should be like that, because if one mom doesn't know who's going to teach, so yeah, she's not going to take, classes, even if that teacher has a lot of followers or is a very famous one or, a popular one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one very important, you got to take this as marketing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to target your student.
Mm-hmm.
Find who and where they are. Where
Mm-hmm.
are these guys? Where are these students? Maybe you got friends. You got WeChat. That's awesome. Maybe you got friends that can
Mm-hmm.
help you with that finding students. So I think it's a part of a marketing plan. So you got to target who is my perfect student. Is he might be adult, might be, you got to specify the age, find the age. It's just asking a ton of questions, going down and finding what is for you your perfect student. You think about it, and then on social media you can do according to you can do some announcement according to the target you've been targeting. The target students is, I think it's one way too.
Yes.
Even if it's difficult, even if it's difficult, you still have some students who, they would pay anything till you get a good experience. So you might show off. I mean, show your skills. Like you say, build trust. Uh, Even after class, maybe, with Chinese parents, they love that so much. After class, just speak to them, keep in touch, like
Yes.
even during the week. Ask them, did you do your homework? I mean, you
Mhm.
already know that, Bianca, but I'm saying this for everyone who's listening. So keep in touch with that. They're gonna love it. And you know what, if the next time it's even a little bit more expensive, they're gonna go for it because they trust you, and because, like you said, that's a very good point. It's very important that this, what you're saying, that relation with the student as well. Give students something that they don't have maybe with other teachers, like, I do my job and I leave. I think it's very important to keep that interaction even during the week. Ask them to send you some videos. They do this a lot in China, especially cram schools, especially training centers. They do this, and they not even for the teacher to check out if the kid is doing good about his homework. They're gonna ask you to take a video and then send it on the moments of WeChat. That would make that's what you might be doing. Ask it's also a strategy, right? You can look at in a good way or in a bad way, but that can help you have more kids, right? But it's a little bit like, I don't really like, education mixed too much with business. But what you really have to do is ask your students to send you videos when they're reading, even if it's not online session. And I think it's very important to keep in touch. Stu, you wanted to add something on it?
Yeah, so you've just touched upon something there. Like at the beginning of this live stream, we looked at the value of the online teaching industry, 7.2 billion US dollars
Exactly.
per year around the world, something like that. It's probably more now, right? And I think
Yeah.
as teachers, we shouldn't be afraid of mixing TEFL and business,
Mm-hmm.
because we need
Mhm.
to put food on the table. We need to pay the bills. We need to buy stuff, right? And this is what we do. And I think we need to move away from our TEFL teachers should just stick to teaching and that's it, and the schools can make all of the money. No, it doesn't need to be that way, especially for online teachers who teach independently, who are trying to make ends meet. We shouldn't be afraid of business and speaking to parents and marketing ourselves and making videos and presenting ourselves in the best way. And yeah, we should move away from that fear and really take on board. Do you know what? I'm going to really market myself from May 2024. I'm going to really market myself. The parents are going to know me. I'm going to get more students. I'm going to charge more money, and I'm going to start to succeed.
A very
Exactly.
interesting
Yeah,
point.
we
I'm
sorry,
sorry. I'm
sorry. Yeah, yeah. No, you go, you go. Ladies first.
okay. Thank you so much. Happened to me 3 months ago. So as you told me, you know, I just told them I'm just doing my best to grow my business. So that's why I'm class for me. So that was hard to teach. You just have your classes with with 2 years or 3 years. Because teachers have some. So that was really challenging for me. To just tell them that, okay, I'm just business, going into marketing, blah blah. It's really challenging. I feel really happier. What I mean that I'm saying there's who want to do that. So that was nice. I mean, I had this fear. I was like, oh no, let's not do. I just can't. Or like would classes easily. So yeah, as a teacher, I need to well. I mean myself like about business, helping learn. Like, not, not sorry.
No, that was perfect. Like Brad was saying, let's see, he was saying that I think it's smart to plan for your worst students with every online class, and when you get a great student, things are good. Yeah, but it can work is pretty much the same. Plan the worst and wish for the best. You can plan the best and avoid the worst, right? To avoid the worst. So you are the only one who knows what students you want, right? And what student, but obviously you're never gonna get the students you want. So it's all up to you to change that student. What's his behavior in the class? And I think it's like this, that you teachers are here to change students. So I think when you want more students to enroll in your course, it's more finding the right parents with the money, I mean. you know
Sometimes hard to
so that
find where they are, though, right? It could be tricky.
it
That's
can be
where maybe,
tricky.
yeah, they're definitely out there. It's just, how do you attract them? And often, if you're using, for example, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, it's pretty much used. It's about as useful as a chocolate teapot in China, because none of the parents use
Yeah.
Facebook or Instagram. So then you have to use local, WeChat, whatever. So it can be tricky, but it's doable, and you just don't give up. So if you're an English teacher teaching online, don't give up. Just and don't be afraid to market
Yeah.
yourself and try new things.
What I would do, I would go to some parents forums, you know, may or you might have some school forums as well. So, discussions online, uh, get into that kind, because frankly, in China, I think it's not that difficult. You can just post in moments, and showing your students how good he's doing the class. Doesn't need to We don't need to see his face, of course, but you can ask your student to do it. Especially in China, it's going to be like a snowball. One kid is go, oh, that's okay, yeah. That's why I love WeChat. It's when in business, WeChat is far better, by far,
Mm.
than Facebook, WhatsApp, or stuff like that. Facebook and WhatsApp, well, WeChat is just a mix of both of them,
Yeah, WeChat's great.
and you
Yeah.
and you can do lives, and you can do. Oof, I can't even imagine that's WeChat is, and you can buy two potatoes with that. It's incredible the what you can do with this, and I feel that it's a different mentality. I think in Asia, especially in China and in the West, where we are a little bit scared of everything back in Europe. Like, if you don't have that money in your pocket, it's just like you don't feel good. It's always a pain when I go back home and back home to France. I always have those euros everywhere. It's just like really not convenient. And when I
Send them to me,
come back
Mike.
to
If
China,
they're not convenient, send them to me. Okay. I'll give you my bank details. It's fine. You can send them to me. I'll take that inconvenience off you
no,
any day of the week.
yeah, but
Bianca, Bianca, what social media apps do you use? What are your main kind of go-tos for finding
sure.
people?
Finding students, right?
Yeah, finding
How
your students, or
Hmm.
just doing online kind of business. What do you do?
like you know what? First, Instagram. For me, it's the only
Yes.
platform I use, to attract. I mean, like students, yes. And I don't know if you have seen my YouTube channel. Like, it's a very, very, very but no one, and like videos there. I couldn't, make that here anyway. But like, yeah, this Instagram student when I just put some stories, friends or like my, students, see the stories and they just came up to me and asked me about the classes and stuff. And by the side, have that people found me, a website, or like having, as I told you, Instagram lives. I don't know, having some collaborations. Yeah, things.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. I saw on Instagram, there's one teacher, and he has 2 million followers. And what he
Wow.
does is he's talking to the parents. The first 3 seconds, remember, on Instagram or TikTok,
Yeah.
especially TikTok, we're gonna say the first 3 seconds are the most important one. So you got to go right to the topic. And I've seen that teacher. He starts by, "Hey, parents, teach your kids like this. Teach your kids English." And then he goes right away into how to teach phonics, how to teach like a very simple tip. And he's gonna have tons of people watching. Of course, Instagram also help you. You can spend some money doing ads. You can spend maybe $30 for 6 days, and you're gonna be everywhere, and you can see the analytics. So, of course, when you
Mhm.
want to have customers, you got to pay. You got to invest, and then it's gonna come back. But there are strategies. It's easy, just like teachers. We need to watch each other's class to get better, to share our experience. Is that and that's the same for all the teachers on there who wants to maybe find kids online. So go right, maybe talk to the parents. You know, it's there are so many strategies that are very interesting, and Instagram is growing bigger on education and
Yeah.
short videos. So everything is changing. The social media are quite pretty changing quite pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
so there are very interesting stuff to do. I've seen that teacher. I can't remember, but I always see him online. He's doing, yeah, basic tips. I was teaching like back almost 20 years ago how to teach phonics, but he's getting that attraction because this 3 for second was like, hey, parents, look how to teach your kid. And he's got a kid with him, and it's right away showing how to do it right now, you know.
Yeah, stops
And
people
he's
like
he's
flicking off. You know, get,
yes,
people on TikTok, they're like,
yeah,
you're like,
three
you flick
seconds, I
off
tell
the
you.
really good content. They just don't care. Flick off. So I guess yeah, that first 3 seconds, like you say, it's a
Yeah.
great tip, Mike. I might try that myself.
Yeah, it's not always easy to work on this. Let me see.
I
Okay.
think it's quite
No, I was
demoralizing
checking
as
the.
well, isn't it? You know, you make a really good video, like a really good content, you edit it, and then like it's something like 10 people watch it or something. But it deserves way more. But people nowadays, they just give so little of their time to videos, you know. So there, you guess you have to hook them straight away, I guess.
Yes. So, Prince, we're talking about online teaching. If you are an online teacher, you can ask questions. Feel free to leave some likes. We gonna maybe stop the live in a moment. I'm gonna wait for maybe the last few questions. And to thanks Bianca, who is a teacher trainer. If you need help with your online class, or if you want to learn English, oh, she can do pretty much everything. She is really a really talented teacher. So you can follow her on Instagram, as well as she has a website where you can find her courses. She's got also some blog posts that's quite pretty interesting. And don't forget, please go to her YouTube channel. She's just started on YouTube, so it's not easy. But thank you very much for coming today, for sharing your experience is very important.
Really enjoyed talking to you. That was my more more lives. Actually, I a lot of so I was like, okay, if you just want to go to like maybe more. So yeah, hope to see you actually again talk about. Thank you very much, by the way.
All right. Thank you so much, Bianca. I hope to see you very soon in another live. We keep in touch. You got WeChat, so that's wonderful. And
Yes.
as well on Instagram, you have a big community over there, 10,000 subscribers. That's pretty awesome. So you've been working. Do you have a special video that went viral?
Uh, the- these days, quizzes are like do amazing, you know. It's just quizzes. And like you just plan this week upload more videos of there are no more quizzes, please. I'm just working on quiz today.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, your community is always the one who, what they want. You have to ask them. It's very important to, just to engage, and it's difficult to keep up with a community. It's not that easy. Thank you anyway. Uh, we're gonna stop for today. Thank you, Bianca. Hope to see you very soon. on the ESL live stream. Wish you the best and
Thank you.
take
Yeah,
care,
lovely seeing
Bianca.
you,
Thank you
Bianca.
so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, I'll stay in touch as well. Absolutely. Take care. Bye.
All good. Very welcome. Hi, Sue. So that was
Hey.
I think we can speak about the subject quite during a long time. I feel we didn't cover everything.
No, we can definitely do this
So
again for sure.
yeah, because the market is still evolving, is still developing,
Yeah,
and so there's definitely a future, and there are many things to figure it out, and it's quite difficult to um, to find your own way. Do you work with a platform or not? Do you work yourself, work for yourself or not? So, but
yeah.
there are awesome solutions. Like I was saying before, I don't have the link, but really there's a platform which is Koala Go that they cover everything, and it's super engaging for your student. It's an incredible platform. We've been playing on that one. I was like, oh damn, bro. That should be really fun. It's even, we are from the 70s, so it's a little bit, out of our
Yeah,
minds. It's a little bit
yeah,
too
we have to.
difficult to figure it out for us. We're still old style, but we have to spend some times. Everything needs
Well, that's it,
practice.
isn't it? It's like the thing, isn't it? If you get a skateboard as a kid for Christmas, you fall off a few times, but after a while you're doing really well. It's the
Yeah.
same with this Koala Go. Once you play with the platform for an hour or two, it's a great resource basically. And there's lots of different stuff. And I think we really must do this live again. We can get Bianca on again, and we can talk. Because I think today we literally just scratched the surface of everything out there. A lot of teachers out there, they really do worry about where they're going to find new work from. There's more teachers flooding the market now, and you really have to. And another thing that I completely forgot to say, and I think if you can offer something different, like for example, if you can teach IELTS or TOEFL, and you differentiate the skill that you can offer to students,
Yeah.
because maybe students want to get ready to study in America, study in UK, study France, whatever, then you're going to need to learn IELTS. So if you can teach IELTS online, or you can all different kind of basically keep developing yourself, and that's another way. But we can talk about that in another live stream.
Bro, and that's what you have as well into your course, Stu. You these days you've been very busy, I guess, with the the launch of the 50 hours.
Oh,
Is it
it's
still
been.
on?
Yeah, absolutely. It's still on. It will be a permanent thing. 1,700 students have signed up in the last 4 days.
Wow.
It's like, bah, it blown me away. It really has. But the 50-hour course, it's just a refresher. But the full course that you've got there on the screen, it includes a whole unit on online teaching, how to teach online. All of the master's dissertation that I was talking about earlier, how to engage students, all of the research findings is used to inform that unit. So if you're an online teacher and you want to get better at doing your job, you could take the 180-hour higher certificate TESOL and do that. It's got a full module just on teaching online. And Unit 18 is all about how to develop your skills and how to add more strings to your bow. It's got everything. So yeah, that's the QR there.
True. And why it makes the difference, it's very important to notice that this TESOL. It's a TESOL level 4 certification, and it's accredited. That there's so much scam online that I always was too. I always push him because I was happy to help him because really this is the right solution for you, and you can feel like you know
Yeah.
secure. There's no scam into it.
Yeah, I really I support good teachers and I support good teachers in classrooms. So you can go on Facebook, you can go on Instagram, whatever, and you see all these courses, this course, that course, and it's not very good. And the accreditation bodies, if there are any, are really shady. But the course that I wrote is 180 hours. It is a level 4. Normally, a TEFL course is level 3. So this is level 4. Level 6, you're talking about bachelor degree. So it's a really big qualification.
It's a
Fully
yeah.
accredited, yeah. It's a good piece of work that you'll be doing, and when you finish, you're going to have a great qualification.
That's awesome. Thank you, Stu. Don't forget to follow Stu as well on his YouTube channel, Taffel Lemon. Thank you so much for today. We're gonna stop right here for the night. Thank you so much for following. Don't forget to give some likes. Mike's Home ESL and Tefl Lemon are here to help you with your English class. Whatever the question you have, feel free to ask, even if you're watching the replay. We always check the messages in the chat. So that's gonna be it for today, Stu. Thanks
Yeah,
again.
no problem. I'll see you next week. See you next week.
All right. And then see you, Tatiana. Thank you. Thank you, guys. She's saying thank you for coming and watching. That was the ESL live stream, your live stream. Cheers, guys.